What's going on, everyone? So, a lot of trade rumors, a lot of speculation on what the Lakers are going to do. It's the offseason. It comes with the territory. This time of the year, that's all there ever is, right? Can't really dive into too much when you don't know what's going to happen, right? Everything is speculation, everything is rumor. And although I think at some point the Lakers are going to do something, when is that? What is that? I don't know. But I do think the Lakers are going to make some type of move. There is the possibility that they just do nothing and they just stand pat and they wait till the trade deadline or something like that. And the question is what would that be the worst case scenario, right? Like, would that be the absolute worst thing to happen for the Lakers if they ended up doing nothing? Now, personally, and I've said this and responded to many comments in this, and I've mentioned this briefly in videos, I don't think that that's worst case scenario. Now, are the Lakers like a top 5 contender as currently constructed? No. Do they have a lot of holes and needs? Absolutely. But people act like the Lakers were like a 30-win team last year and they were just atrocious. And it's like, oh, we're going to run it back now. Lakers are terrible. Like, no, they won 47 games. And that was with Darvin Ham and his terrible coaching. That was with the Lakers being, I think, second in the league as far as like injured players and minutes. And also on top of that, his Darvin Ham's just rotations, right? There was a stretch where we were one of the top teams in the league, just won the in-season tournament, and then we ended up losing like 10 out of 13 games, and that was the difference. Then we were playing catch-up the rest of the way, where I do think that just through health, better coaching, and guys kind of getting that chemistry and staying together, I do think that the Lakers would be naturally better. And if you look at the rest of the league, at least in the West, right? Because the East, you got the Knicks and Celtics, stuff like that, but we don't play those teams unless we get to the finals, right? So just strictly looking at the West, the Denver Nuggets got worse. Obviously, could they still do moves? Sure. So could the Lakers. So I'm just saying, as it stands, right? No pun intended, but the Nuggets, they got worse. The Clippers, they got worse. I do think that they had some nice moves, and I do think that they had some nice acquisitions as far as replacing Paul George, but they're not better without Paul George. And Kawhi Leonard just left Team USA because supposedly his knees are shot. So we'll see, right? But those two teams got worse, and those teams are better. Yes, there's going to be teams like the Memphis Grizzlies who are better. You look at the Thunder. They got better. They solved a lot of needs. But they still have a lot of the same problems matching up against the Lakers, right? The Lakers will inherently be better just because, again, coaching. JJ Redick is a much better coach than Darvin Ham was. And yes, I know he hasn't even had a year to coach yet or hasn't coached a game yet. He'll be better than Darvin Ham because he's just better at the X's and O's, has a better grasp and understanding of just like positioning on the basketball court, right? And I think he'll utilize guys better. And the bar isn't very high for Darvin Ham, right? Like, I don't think the coaching that Darvin Ham displayed, he had his moments. He had, games or stretches where he looked competent, but I think it's safe to say JJ will be a better coach. How significant, that we'll find out. That we'll see. But I do think that, Lakers just can, Gabe Vincent have a full season. I do think he can make an impact. Look at guys like Dalton Connect. Can he make an impact, right? You look at guys like, I think Austin Reeves will be better than he was last year, right? Not like he was bad. Like, I think the Austin Reeves, I disappointed in Reeves this past season also, but still as the fourth option in a bad year, he averaged like 16, 5, and 4 or whatever, or 16, 4, and 5 or whatever, right? Even in a bad year. Do think that will be better. I think you look at guys like Jared Vanderbilt. If he can stay healthy, I think that'll make the Lakers better. I just think guys being slotted properly, I think will make the Lakers better. Like Rui Hachimura actually playing proper position and getting slotted. If the Lakers do figure out how to bring back like a Spencer Dinwiddie, I think he'll be much better just because he won't be primarily a 3-and-D player. He'll actually be on ball more. I think the offensive sets and actions will be better. I mean, JJ Redick has even called out, basically talking about how Darvin Ham was trash and said, the Lakers ran a lot of random offense, right? I do think that the Lakers will be better inherently. I also think that some of the teams that made moves, I don't necessarily think it made them that much better, right? Like, the Sacramento Kings with DeMar DeRozan, I don't think it made them that much better. There is an argument to be made that it might have made them worse. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. But I do think it's not going to have that big of an impact. I didn't think that DeMar DeRozan would make as big of an impact as some with the Lakers, right? Because there were fit concerns. And what did I always talk about? Yes, DeMar would be great. It'd be a ceiling raiser. But you need DeMar and. You need DeMar DeRozan and, right? I feel the same way about Sacramento. And the difference between DeMar DeRozan on the Lakers and a team like Sacramento is Sacramento has two guys that are best in the isolation, that are best with the ball in their hands, right? Where the Lakers, they don't have that guy. Right, Austin Reeves is probably the closest we have to that. Yes, can LeBron, be that scorer, but he's not this like super gifted, get to a spot, elevate anywhere type player. No, he's primarily, look down, pull up, shoot the three, or just put his head down and bully ball to the basket, right? He's not this like, I'm going to get to my spot, I'm going to cross you over, and then I'm just going to rise up and shoot, right? Like that's not really his game, right? Anthony Davis, he even needs setup. Right, so I do think a guy like DeMar on the Lakers, where he is more of a need, and you don't have these conflicting skill sets, would have been better. But there were still concerns with how would that look, how would that fit, how would that work. I think those same issues, even greater, are there with the Sacramento Kings. Right, I think they got worse defensively. And again, like, what are they going to do? Like, I see so many people that are like, well, Ellis, so are they going to run Fox, Ellis, Malik Monk, and DeMar DeRozan? I don't care how good Ellis is defensively. It's terrible. With Sabonis at the 5? Like, please do that. Like, teams are going to love that. They're going to be able to, teams are going to be, that's going to be an all-star game score right at that point. Yeah, you'd have a great offense, but you got to win and defend with defense. You look at the Dallas Mavericks. Klay Thompson, right? I do think he makes them better, but how much better? And again, same thing with DeMar DeRozan. Like, I don't know. We'll have to see how it shapes up. But again, is Klay Thompson the difference between them beating Boston or not? No. They still get ran through by Boston. Also, the type of offense that the Dallas Mavericks run makes zero sense for Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is best as a movement shooter, right? Not just standing in the corner as a spot-up guy. Luka Doncic was number 1 in isolation last year. Kyrie Irving was number 4. They were the highest isolation team in the league, right? Everything is Kyrie and Luka isolating and then kicking out to open shooters, right? Or throwing the lob to Lively or Gafford or whatever. That's primarily their offense. Now, they had stretches and they had sequences where it was more free-flowing, and you saw Kyrie and Luka play within, especially in the Minnesota series, right? That was one of the things that was very impressive. It was like everybody was sharing and moving the basketball, right? It wasn't really sticking. It wasn't like there would be times and stretches, but you saw guys really contributing and being big factors, right? So can they kind of get back to that? If they do, then I think Klay will be much better. But I don't necessarily think he makes them that much better. But again, same thing what I said with the Lakers. Yes, he would be a great acquisition to pick up, because of JJ Redick's motion offense, the type of offense he wants to run. He made a lot of sense. Just like he had success in Golden State, he's probably going to have similar success with the Lakers. But it was always, we need Klay Thompson and. We need Klay Thompson and. Right? Like, it wasn't just like, oh, Klay Thompson, Lakers are the greatest. DeMar DeRozan, Lakers are the greatest. No, it was the Lakers. What did I say? Like, for those that watch the videos, right? He said, I believe we have a puncher's chance right now. If we got a DeMar DeRozan, I think we go from a puncher's chance to maybe throwing a few haymakers, right? Trying to go out for that knockout punch. Maybe you hit it, maybe you don't, right? To me, that's kind of what it was. And maybe you could translate that to the same teams. But I don't look at the West and go, man, these teams got so much better, the Lakers have no shot. Are the Lakers a bona fide top contender? No. I don't believe that, just based on what we saw last year. Now look, good coaching can solve a lot, right? You put Eric Spoelstra or Steve Kerr or one of these guys on this current Lakers roster, and you're telling me that they wouldn't be a top five team in the Western Conference. They just finished seventh last year with 47 wins. I don't think it's that far-fetched, right? So to me, don't underestimate what JJ Redick can bring to the table and how much he can impact the game through just proper slotting, proper rotation, motion offense, right? Proper defensive schemes, right? There's a lot of things that can just naturally improve. Then you add in the health. Then you add in just another year of chemistry and build. Again, do the Lakers need a trade or two? I believe so. If you want to talk about them being like a legit, like they're one of the top 5 teams in the league, I think that they personally need, just based on the information we have, particularly with last season, because they did have a lot of issues that went beyond coaching and health. But I think if you look and you go, hey, if you can get 1 or 2 pieces, I think the Lakers could get back in contention, right? If they were to get, a Jeremy Grant and a Walker Kessler, right? Those aren't like these huge, insane names. But I do think, depending on what pieces you gave up and how everything fits, I think it wouldn't be shocking if you're like, wow, they are a very good basketball team, right? Again, a lot of factors that go into play. But I do think that the Lakers can still contend and compete in the West. Are they a top 3 to 5 team in the league? I don't think so. But I do think that they have probably a better chance this year than they did last year. And the consensus last year was like, as long as they don't play Denver, they're probably going to the finals, right? Like, now, look, it wasn't guaranteed, right? There was a lot of belief that they could beat Dallas, they could beat Minnesota, that they could beat some of these other teams, but it wasn't guaranteed that they would have beaten them. I still believe that the Lakers can pretty much beat anybody in the Western Conference, especially in a 7-game series, especially if LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy. And look, if those 2 guys aren't healthy, it doesn't matter who you have on this team. You're bad regardless, right? So if you can have better health, you have better coaching, you have better schemes, you have better chemistry, I do think that this team can contend. But as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are you somewhere in between? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out, helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.